The names of the two Bodhisattvas and their sacred formulae. The elder son, Jewel Heap, observed the awesome features of the Buddha and said in praise, "This is rare indeed." Then he rose from his seat, adjusted his clothing, and, baring his right arm as a mark of respect, he circumambulated the Buddha 7 times. He knelt, clasped his palms together, and reverently gazed upwards at the honored one. With unwavering gaze he addressed the Buddha and said, "O Lord, today you have emitted a great radiance, which has shined upon all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the 10 directions. They now have all gathered together like a cloud. I seek a few answers in the ocean of the Buddha law, and I sincerely wish, O Lord, that you will explain them for my sake." The Buddha told Jewel Heap, "You may question me freely." Then Jewel Heap addressed the Buddha and said, "O Lord, today you have emitted rays from both eyes, and these rays rest upon the foreheads of the two Bodhisattvas, King of Healing and Supreme Healer, like a diamond mountain. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions dazzlingly manifest as this mountain of light. The radiance of the awesome virtue of these two Bodhisattvas is like the brilliant manifestation of the permutations of the Cintamani gem, the wish-granting gem. Their excellence exceeds that of the other Bodhisattvas 1,000,000-fold. After your parinirvana, when the genuine teachings have perished, if there are any beings who hear the names of these two Bodhisattvas, they will obtain whatever blessings they seek. If a good son or daughter of the Buddha family seeks to cut off the fetters of negative karma, how should he contemplate the radiant bodies of King of Healing and Supreme Healer?" The Buddha told Jewel Heap, "Listen carefully, and with excellent thoughts be mindful of what I say. I will analyze and explain it for you." When he spoke these words, the sons of the 500 elders rose simultaneously and made obeisance to the Buddha. Each offered blue lotus blossoms to the Buddha, wishing for the joy of the teachings and desiring to hear his words. At that time, the entire great assembly, including the Bodhisattvas, praised Jewel Heap in unison, chanting, "Excellent! Excellent, Jewel Heap! On behalf of those blinded beings of the future age, you are able to ask about the method of abhiseka by the sublime medicine of the sweet dew bestowed by the Tathagata." Having spoken these words, they all became silent. The Buddha told Jewel Heap, "Beings in the future may hear the names of the two Bodhisattvas, King of Healing and Supreme Healer, by achieving 5 prerequisites. What are the 5? 1. One's mind should unceasingly radiate loving kindness. One should perfect the Buddha's moral precepts, never breaking the principles of majestic conduct. 2. One should see to the filial care of one's parents, and should practice the 10 wholesome precepts of life in the world. 3. One's body and mind should be peaceful and quiescent, with thoughts bound to that which is free of disorder. 4. One should listen to the Vaipulya Sutras, the expanded Mahayana texts, without harboring suspicions or doubts, neither drowning in emotions nor backsliding in spiritual progress. And 5. One should believe in the eternity of the Buddha, and the mind should unceasingly flow like a running stream toward ultimate truth." The Buddha further told Jewel Heap, "If there are any living beings who are complete in these 5 qualities, in incarnation after incarnation, they will always hear the names of these two Bodhisattvas, and they will also hear the names of the various Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. When they hear the Vaipulya Sutras, they will harbor neither doubt nor suspicion. Due to the awesome spiritual force transmitted through hearing the names of these two bodhisattvas, in incarnation after incarnation, for 500 asamkaya eons, they will never sink to a woesome path of existence. When the Buddha said these words, the Bodhisattva King of Healing, receiving through inspiration the Buddha's awesome spiritual force, uttered the Dharani, saying, Amucha moho mucha tsoli moho tsoli tochi moho tochi changchi liuli moho changchuli umochi moho umochi tochi tochi moho tochi toti toti moho tyoti ato ato moho ato shu che cha moho shu che cha to shi maya moho to shi maya to 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 moho to jo cha liu ni cha to shi lo so ha a chu chu a chu ya mo teng chi po teng che ti che shu cha ti fo to je li cha liu ni cha so ha. After the Bodhisattva Mahasattva King of Healing uttered this Dharani, he addressed the Buddha and said, O Lord, the 80 million Buddhas of the past have disseminated sacred formula like this one. Now the present Buddha, Sakyamuni, and the 1,000 Buddhas to come in this present eon, known as Bhadra or auspicious, also will utter this Dharani. After the Buddha's parinirvana, if there are any monks or nuns, laymen or laywomen, who recite it and who hold it, they shall be purified of all their veils of karma, veils of karmic retributions, and defilements. Such a person will speedily obtain their removal and extinction, and in the present life he or she will cultivate various samadhis. In the midst of his or her thoughts he will see the Buddha's form. To the end of his life he will neither forget nor lose the aspiration to attain perfect enlightenment. Such a person will never encounter in the presence of life yaksas, who sometimes cause disease through demonic possession, fevers pretas, ghosts with enormous stomachs and throats the size of a needle, thus having an insatiable appetite, raksasas, a type of demon, kumandas, demons shaped like gourds who devour the vitality of men, krityas, or corpse-raising demons, pisakas, a sort of goblin, and all other evil spirits who feed on man's vitality. When the life of such a person reaches its end, the Buddhas of the 10 directions all will come to welcome him or her. In accordance with his or her choice, he will be reborn into a pure land of another region. At that time, the Lord praised the Bodhisattva King of Healing, saying, Excellent, excellent, good son. I am profoundly happy that you have uttered this Dharani, which has also been uttered by all the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. Then the Bodhisattva Supreme Healer also came before the Buddha and uttered a Dharani, saying, Nana mo cheng tun ching liu ching chu liu ching chu cha liu ni cha li mao cha liu ni chi pi ti chi liu ni chi pi ti to Appetito, appiento, appiento, chi, luni, chi, shancelo, soha. After the Bodhisattva Supreme Healer uttered this dharani, he addressed the Buddha. O Lord, I have now uttered before you this consecrating dharani that subdues the sea of afflictions. This dharani is what has been disseminated by the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. If there are any monks, nuns, laymen, or laywomen who listen to this dharani, recite it, and hold to it, they will gain the 10 meritorious blessings. What are these 10? 1. Due to the awesome spiritual power of this dharani, they can obtain purification from diseases. 2. The bad reputation gained by breaking the precepts can be completely eliminated. 3. A human or non-human being cannot take advantage of them. 4. Everything that is recited, read, or reflected upon will be retained without forgetting, just as Ananda is able to do. 5. They will be revered by Indra, Brahma, and Lokapalas, and all the Devas. 6. They will be profoundly respected by kings and great ministers. 7. The masters of the 95 types of heretical doctrines will be unable to oppress them. 8. Their minds will roam in dhyana and samadhi from this unhappy world to a joyous one. 9. They will be held in the protective thoughts of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. And 10. When they reach the end of their span of life, they will purify and eliminate their karmic obstructions. The Buddhas of the 10 directions will emit golden-hued rays, and Buddhas will all come to receive and welcome them, speaking to them about the sublime teachings. In accordance with their choice, they will be reborn in one of the pure Buddha lands. After the Bodhisattva Supreme Healer uttered this dharani, he clasped his palms together, reverently prostrated himself with his head at the Buddha's feet, and withdrew to one side. The Lord then praised the Bodhisattva Supreme Healer, saying, "Excellent, excellent, my good son. I am pleased that you have uttered this dharani, which also has been uttered by the past, present, and future Buddhas of the 10 directions. I am truly delighted with you." When the 2 Bodhisattvas had uttered these formulae, each took off a necklace of precious gems, offering them in worship to the Buddha. The necklace which the Bodhisattva King of Healing offered rested on the Buddha's left shoulder like Mount Sumeru, while the Bodhisattva Supreme Healer's necklace took a similar form on the Buddha's right shoulder. Upon the crest of the 2 mountains there was a palace of the Brahma king, and there were hundreds of thousands of millions of Brahma Deva kings, reverently clasping their palms together in attendance. Within the palace there was a jeweled lotus blossom, which entirely covered the 3,000 myriads of worlds, like the Mani gem. Those beings atop the palace walls suddenly descended in unison, appearing like the opening of 1,000 petals of a golden flower. Going within the palace walls, Buddhas from the 10 directions were seated on golden blossoms. The name of the Buddha from the east was Radiant Lamp of Mount Sumeru. The name of the Buddha in the southeast was Glorious Adornment of the Precious Treasury. The Buddha of the south was Chentang Mani Light. The Buddha of the southwest was the Sovereign King of the Golden Sea. The Buddha of the west was the King of the Radiance of Great Compassion. The Buddha of the northwest was named Rare Lotus of the Abundant Alms Bowl. The Buddha of the north was the King gloriously adorned with a lotus blossom beard. The Buddha of the northeast was named Sovereign King of Adamantine Strength. The Buddha of the zenith was named the King as Rare as the Moon, and the Buddha of the nadir was named King of the Rays of Sun and Moon. From their separate mouths, these Buddhas of the 10 directions spoke as one. Praiseworthy indeed are the words of the Bodhisattvas, King of Healing and Supreme Healer. The formulae which you have uttered have been disseminated by all the Buddhas of the 10 directions and 3 ages. When we ourselves were about to enter onto the Bodhisattva path in the distant past, we heard these Dharanis, and from the depths of our hearts we responded with joy. Due to the causes of this joyous response and our wholesome roots, we obtain release from the faults incurred in 596 million eons of dwelling in samsara. And now we have obtained perfection as Buddhas. In hearing the names of the Buddhas of the 10 directions, you have obtained elimination of the faults of 1,000,000 eons of dwelling in samsara. How much more so will you gain if you accept and uphold, read and recite these names and worship them, offering puja